It's time I said some things about Eugenia Cooney. I've been wanting to talk about her for a while, and there's some recent news that has come up. Here on my channel, I look deeper at things, and it looks like I've really found some things, because this whole story doesn't really add up and make much sense. Okay, here's the story from the beginning. Back in late January, Eugenia made her last video. She hasn't made a video in over 4 months now. But a couple weeks after that video, she posted a tweet saying she was going to take some time off and work on this issue. And that was it until just a couple days ago, where a picture of her surfaced. Here's the picture. It's important for people to realize she didn't post this picture. It was posted on an Instagram page of her hairstylist, or at least someone saying they're her hairstylist. I don't know anything about that. And as you can see, she looks better in this picture. And so it seems like everything is going fine. But there's something wrong here. What exactly is wrong with this whole story? Now let's step back. I mean back, just take a look at the whole thing in a way that you're not expected to look at it. That is, not taking everything at face value. So back at the beginning of the story, Eugenia left her YouTube viewers hanging. Most people don't realize this until you really look deeper into it. All she did was leave a tweet, and only a fraction of a YouTuber's viewers also read their tweets. A fraction. That means there's hundreds of thousands of people out there that don't know what happened. She just disappeared. No more videos. That's all they know. From this tweet here, put up the same day as her last video, she says, "Hi guys, I've been offline for a while and I'm so sorry if I worried anyone." See, she was concerned about worrying people. That was not my intention at all. Taking a break from negativity. I'll be back soon. So right there shows that she doesn't want to worry people. But by not making a video announcing her break, she did worry people. And she said she'd be back soon, and she hasn't been. Why would she leave them hanging like that? Why not make a last video? And yes, I am suggesting that she didn't make a video because she couldn't. Otherwise she would have. And you know, all her videos make hundreds of dollars, and this one would have made maybe thousands. So it suggests that she died. Just not there anymore to make videos. That brings us back to the tweet. Well, just because it's on her account doesn't mean that it was her that put out the tweet. It could be a hacker, but I'm thinking more along the lines of her mother, who's also in on this great business they got, making money doing almost nothing. A lot of money. And maybe she doesn't want people to know, or want people thinking that Eugenia had disappeared. And if you look at her last video, the last one she made, that was the most shocking one to people, where the way she looks was a whole nother level of thinness. Is that a coincidence? And also, if you look at the big picture, she never did acknowledge, even in that last video, or in all her last tweets, never acknowledging this problem.
I'm not like anorexic or anything. I literally feel like I don't need any sleep, and I'll only sleep like a couple of hours a night. I also literally like die in like half my dreams. I don't know why.
And then all of a sudden, I'm taking a break for months to work on this problem that she denied for years. It doesn't make sense. And let's take a look at that tweet now. Some strange things about it. Early February. Her last message says, "Hi guys, I appreciate the concern. I'm taking a break from social media and voluntarily working on this with my doctor privately." I just noticed the word voluntarily there. Interesting. Notice how vague it is. She doesn't actually say anything. She says, working on this. See, most people are assuming she went to some kind of center, But we don't see that from this. And taking a break, it's been 4 months though. She could easily just tweet, but she hasn't. Also, some people, including myself, were saying she is reaching the point of no return, where the damage will be permanent and you can't recover. Remember, she didn't want to recover. Remember the show The Doctors reached out to her, and that wasn't recent. That's not what caused this change in her, because that was like 2 years ago. You've been contacted by several doctors, Dr. Phil, psychologist, and medical doctors on The Doctors Show. Let's see what they have to say.
Take a look at these pictures. Popular YouTube star Eugenia, her physical appearance has sparked a wildfire of controversy. 4 petitions have gone out there to shut down her social media accounts due to what those folks believe is her dangerous influence. She has 452,000 followers on Instagram, and I guess some of her followers have admitted that they're jealous of her thin look and that her look makes them feel fat. And so social media, we've talked about it.
She does not look good. I mean, from a professional standpoint, I mean, she really looks emaciated.
So it turns out that TV's The Doctors agrees with me, with Freely, and a bunch of other vegan YouTubers.
We did reach out to her camp. Her management responded with the following: we're not looking to comment at this time. We simply appreciate supporting her and her family while we help them work through this.
Eugenia has commented about those offers, and she had the same response that she had with us. She blew them all off. I also wonder why she needs to completely get off of the internet. It only takes a minute to put out a tweet saying you're still alive, doing well. She has this big audience that cares about her. It doesn't make sense. So 4 months went by, and then a couple days ago, the picture surfaces. And it had me fooled for a little bit because of the way it was presented on the internet. People saying, hey, here's the new pic. She's looking good. It took me a while to realize, what about all the other things? What about all my suspicions? And then I thought, how could this picture exist with my skepticism still being correct? And then I realized, why are we all assuming that this is a new picture? This could be an old picture. A comment I saw, someone says, she's trying to get better and ask for privacy during this time. Like, damn, just leave her be. Well, then why is her hairstylist putting up a picture of Eugenia on Instagram? Eugenia posed for that picture. And there are some suspicious people on social media saying that actually this picture, it might be an illusion. Her hair looks different. And some people saying she doesn't actually look much different. And I've always noticed that even though she's super skinny, that her face is not. She's always had a full face. And so, I think this is a first here. You're about to see 2 pictures of her, one at her worst, and this picture we think is new and so much healthier. If you put them close together. This is a picture editing program, and I've brought in 2 pictures of Eugenia. I have not altered the pictures in any way. One of the pictures is the so-called recovery picture, and for the other picture I wanted to find a picture that goes back a few months where she's making the same facial expression. That's very important because the shape of her face changes and she's not usually making that expression. So I happened to find one, and it happens to be from her last video where she was at her skinniest. Now look what happens when you move the picture closer and turn it the same angle and bring it in. Okay. It's lined up perfectly. And notice there really isn't much difference. Also, note what we're not seeing. The hair is covering up some of her face here. I'm noticing one thing that makes her look less skinny here, And that's the sharpness around this area and here. But that's not over on this picture. But take note that this picture is not sharp. It's pretty faded looking. Now I'm going to increase the contrast on that picture. But remember that when you're starting out with an undetailed picture, it's not going to bring it to how she really looks. But even still, I can get it to make it look more like the skinny picture. Again, her face has never been skinny. And in this recovery picture, we don't see her body at all. And that's where the skinniness is. So let's take the other picture where her face looks similar and bring the picture up and see how skinny her body is. She could look like that right now, if she's still alive.
I die in like half of my dreams.
This morning I saw some of the comments that were being placed. They were telling her to slit her wrist.
Everyone online likes to go and kind of pretend to be a doctor and tell me I'm not okay when they don't really know if I am.
The established treatment from the elitist medical paradigm, the way doctors would treat them, is very similar to how they treat all other patients. They do not focus on healthy lifestyle. Here they focus on getting the person back onto a so-called normal diet.
This is a treatment center, the place that you can go. She doesn't go with you. She's not your responsibility while you're gone. And you guys have at least as much work to do while she's gone, because if she comes home to the same dynamic, there's no point in doing this at all.
The other part of the problem is the relapse rate. It may require treatment again and again and again. And
Stop. I'm frozen. I can't go away. This is why I was fearing coming here.
it can be a very difficult and frustrating condition to treat.
This is why I was fearing coming here. I can't do this.
From a professional standpoint, she needs help.
This is Gary, the carburetor. I am here to save the world with your help. Now this is my fourth video about Eugenia, and a lot of other YouTubers have made videos trying to help her, but so far it has not worked. She is not taking action, whether it's because of the treatment or she doesn't want to put on the kind of weight that doctors think is normal. So that treatment is out. So here is the only solution left. I teach a way of eating where you can be thin, eating all you want. The logic behind this being that we're naturally supposed to be thin. Of course, not this thin. Just the type of thinness that's most attractive, which is another sign that it's natural for us to be thin. The diet I would put her on would be a fruit-based diet. Most people never find this out, but if you eat a diet that is mostly fruit, you'll lose weight in multiple ways, and none of those ways are unhealthy. And a bonus is that fruits contain a lot of nutrients, the kind of nutrients that people need most, and that Eugenia must be lacking. But eating this kind of a diet is very unusual and can be hard to get into and sustain. You'll come across multiple issues happening, and you won't know what's going on. This is one reason it's helpful to have someone around who has been through it and understands it. Eugenia can still stay skinny without risking her life, eating more food and being healthier, and she will look healthier and look better.